Hello, third graders. This is Mrs. Fernandi. I hope you had a good weekend and ready for another week of spelling and word work. We're going to go ahead and start by me sharing the PowerPoint that I've made for us for today. This week we're going to be talking about the sounds OR and R. OR is spelled two different ways, O-R and O-R-E. R, like in car, is always spelled A-R. The OR sound at the beginning or the middle of the word is usually spelled O-R. Like north, torn, you can see the N after the O-R, it's in the middle. With north, you see the TH after, so the OR is in the middle. Horse, we have the S at the SE at the end. Again, OR is in the middle, so we spell it O-R. And 40, we have the OR in the middle with the TY at the end. OR sound at the end of the word is usually spelled O-R-E. So it has the same sound OR, but we're going to spell it O-R-E. The only big exception to this is the word for, not the number for, but the word for, like I'm going to get a gift for my mother, F-O-R. The rest of them, though, are often spelled with the O-R-E, like store, before, two-syllable word, the OR is still at the end, O-R-E. More, sure, like this beautiful shore I've put on our slide here, and ignore. All of the time, the OR is at the end, we're going to spell it O-R-E. The R, as I said before, is spelled A-R. Like remark, doesn't matter where it shows up in the word. Start, large, car, and march. We have a capital M because we're talking about the month. But the word to march or march in place is also spelled the same, just with a lowercase m. So there are these three rules that I want to show you for silent E, because silent E has all kinds of fun things going on with it. We typically are aware of one of them, and that is that it makes a vowel long. So it takes cap, we add the silent E, and we have a cape instead. So it changes the A to an A. That's true. You can think of lots of examples yourself. I'm sure you've been learning that rule for a long time. But some rules you might not be familiar with. One of them is it can take the letters G and C and make them say their soft sound. So both of those letters have two sounds. G has what we call the hard sound G and the soft sound J. And if we put an E after a G, it'll help it say its soft sound J. Same with the C, it says the K sound for hard sound like K, and the S like soft sound S. If we have one of those two letters at the end of a word and we want them to say their soft sound, we're going to add the silent E afterwards. The silent E can also show that a word is not plural. So for example, if we have 10, we have 10 tens in 100, tens is the plural of 10. But if we put an E at the end, we're showing it's not plural, it's a totally different word. Tense, like I have to tense up. Or what tense is that sentence in? Same with laps. You can swim one lap in a pool, you can swim many laps in a pool, and that ends in S, so it shows that it's plural. However, if we put an E at the end and write laps, the E helps us realize that it's not a plural word. And the same is true for the words horse, course, and then that word worse. We talked about worse last week because it has the sound in the middle. That's unusual with the spelling of O-R. The other funny thing I want to talk about is the word 40. So we can see that the word 40 is on our list because it has the O-R sound in the middle of the word. But it is different from the other words having to do with 4, like the number 4. I always remember it because it has 4 letters, F-O-U-R. 14 has the 4 plus the teen sound. So how can we remember that we need to change from an O-U-R to just an O-R from 14 or fourth to 40? Well, I have a little mnemonic, and a mnemonic is just a memory cue, and this is it. Fit 40 forks on the table. 40 forks, they're both follow this OR rule, this OR rule. It's in the middle of the word, 4 and 4, 40 and forks. They're spelled with that F-O-R, the typical spelling of the or sound in the middle of the word. And that should help us remember to spell 40 differently from 4 and 14. Okay, I'm going to now share a Word document that I made earlier with a list of words that you need to try to remember and think about and spell. You can write them down too, or you can just follow along with me. I'm going to grab my pencil. And here we have the word March. The first day in spring happens in March. We have the R sound spelled A-R, and we of course have the capital M for the month of March. Horse, we have the O-R, or in the middle of the word is spelled O-R, and then we have the E helping the S to prevent it from looking like a plural word. In store, we have the or sound at the end of the word, so then we need to remember to spell it O-R-E instead of just O-R. Large, we have lar, the R sound, and then we have the silent E doing one of its new tricks, which is to make the G sound J. October, we have a capital O, and then we have the sound that we learned last week at the end. We know that that is the first way to spell It's the most common way, and it is the way we spell at the end of a word. Here's our word 40. Remember our 40 forks with the O-R in the middle. 40, unlike 4, which is spelled F-O-U-R, we drop that U and we go by that rule that when we have the or sound in the middle of a word, we're going to spell it O-R. Now, before, the end of the word is where our or sound is, so we're going to spell it O-R-E. Of course, B is that long E sound in the first syllable. B, that's an open syllable with the long E. North has the O-R in the middle of the word, north. And then 14, that's a fun word because all we're doing is we're writing the word for, F-O-U-R, and then adding teen, nice long E with a double E to make the E sound. Climb is a very fun word. Climb has a long I sound, and we expect there to be a silent E after the M. But instead, we encounter the letter B, which is also silent. A long time ago, hundreds of years ago, people used to say the sound. So they'd say, I'm climbing a tree. And now, of course, we don't say that anymore, but we still have the letter there. Maybe we can pretend that we're thinking about the ancestors of the English language, but we do keep the silent B there, and we just have to remember that. Prove is also kind of a tough word. It has the oo sound in the middle, which we normally spell with either a U or a double O. In this case, we're just going to use the one O, and then we're going to use the V. Now here is another silent E trick. V cannot be used at the end of an English word. So in order to prevent there being a V, which is against the rules at the end of the word, we're just going to add on a silent E. So it's there to protect the V, which is not allowed to be at the end of the word. Fourth, again, we're just going to write the word for with our 4 letters, and then we're going to add the TH. You are fourth in line. That makes it into an ordinal number, or what order are you in? So 4 to 4th. Here are some review words. Remember that we talked about 3 typical ways to spell the sound. Third is spelled with the second way, ironically, and burn is the U-R is spelled with the third way, E-R, I-R, and U-R. We also have bird spelled the second way. Under, of course, we all know this. If it's at the end of the word, we're going to spell the first way. We're going to spell E-R. During is one of those words we need to learn to spell. We use that word a lot in writing. During, right? Eat, the long E sound, spelled with 2 different vowels. The first one does the talking typically, so that means that first we have a long E followed by the A to make that E say its name. The word first is going to be spelled the second way, and feel, that's that long E sound made with a double E. Worse is one of those strange sounds. It's made with O-R instead of E-R-U-R or I-R. Worse ends in S, so that E is going to keep it from looking like a plural, exactly. This word is our typical sight word. We just have to learn it. What is the weather today? What should I wear? That's the word wear, W-E-A-R. Search We have the most unusual spelling of which is the E-A-R, search. So that's another one we're just really going to have to remember. And then worst, if we can remember worse, we can remember worst. We're just going to replace the silent E with a T. Okay, I'm going to stop that there. And now I'm going to open my whiteboard. And this is a good time if you forgot to get your pencil and paper out, please pause the video here and go ahead and do that. We're going to start with the word March. March is the month of the first day of spring. I think I said that wrong. We're going to start with a capital M because of course it's the name of a month. Then we're going to have the R sound, and the easy thing about the R sound, it's always made the same way, and that's A-R. And then the ch. Good, very nice. The second we're going to use is horse. She wished she had her own horse. We have the H sound, and then we have the or, but we have it in the middle of the word, so we know it's only going to be O-R. Then we hear the S sound, and of course we don't want it to look like some strange plural word, so we're going to add an E. Now if we wanted to say horses, we'd add another S, and that's how we'd know that it was plural horses. Okay, the third word is store. The hardware store has many different kinds of tools. Store, we hear that or sound at the end of the word, so we're going to go ahead and write O-R-E, right? Good. I'm sure you got that. Large, large clouds filled the sky. Large, we hear the R in the middle, and then we hear the J, which is a soft G sound. So what do we need to put after the G there? That's right, the silent E. It helps the G say its soft sound. 14 begins like 4 and fourth. So it begins with those 4 letters to make the number 4, and then we're going to add the teen to it with a long E sound made with a double E. Number 6 is the word climb. Remember this unusual word from a long, long time ago? There's clim. We'd think we'd add a silent E, but instead, do you remember what we're going to add? That's right, it's a B, a silent B. The next word is prove, another word that proves to be slightly difficult to spell. We can hear the pr, and then instead of double O, we're just going to use a single O. We can end in the letter V, but O, remember, we cannot end an English word in the letter V, so we're going to add an E to protect that V from breaking the rules. The next word is fourth. He was fourth in line. Remember, we're going to take what's, we're going to take what's called a cardinal number. That's just the number, the name of the number, F-O-U-R, 4 letters. We're going to add the TH, and it becomes an ordinal number. That is, what order are you in? You're the 4th one. Okay, and that is it for today, my friends. I hope that you can go back and look at some of the video again, especially those fun new silent E rules that we covered today. And otherwise, I will see you next time. Be well and stay safe.